Hi, I'm Jonathan Knight of Gorehound Central, and I'm here to show you a few of the DVDs I have bought and watched in the past few months. First is Among Us. Now, horror fans should may have heard of this one, or hardcore horror fans definitely have heard of it. It was known for its really dark transfer on VHS, as you couldn't see anything like during the night scenes on the VHS copy. This one, on the other hand, I'll show it to you again, looks really, really good. The transfer is not the greatest. It has some problems, but at least you can see everything. Unlike in the other one, it's still a dark movie, but you know, it's not dark to the point where you can't see anything. I really liked it. It does have some pacing problems, and it's not really all that gory, but the finale is excellent. It's really intense, and it's really good. I recommend checking it out, especially now that it's on DVD and you can see everything. Next movie is Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is a shot-on-video slasher movie from the early 80s, and it's not bad. It has. I have the only main problems I have with it is I'm trying to think. There was something. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. The slow motion. The director really likes to use slow-mo in the movie. Now in the finale, it works because it makes. It makes all the suspense, or it makes the chase scenes and death scenes more effective when he does it slow-mo. But in the beginning of the movie, people are unpacking, and there's a scene where like two people are walking across a field, and he uses slow-mo, and it makes this scene so very long. But for a shot-and-video movie, it's actually pretty cool. I thought it was actually kind of creepy in places. I think the shot-on-video look makes it look creepier if they shot it like a regular on film. It wouldn't look as nearly as creepy. There's some good music and all that. I liked it. I can't really recommend it unless you're a shot-on-video fan, or not just a fan. If you can tolerate shot-on-video movies, you might like it. But if you can't, avoid this one. But you know, I do recommend it to people who like movie like Video Violence, which is coming up on my list. The Ice Cream Man. Now, this movie I used to watch on cable a lot. It's Clint Howard. See, he's right there. As a demented ice cream man who's killing people around town and serving body parts in his ice cream and bugs and all nasty shit. Well, if you can't already tell, this movie is really, really cheesy. But that's what makes it so entertaining. Clint Howard steals the show. This is his movie, and he doesn't fuck around. It's not really gory. That's probably the most disappointing thing about it, is it could have used some more gore. But there's one really awesome part where he takes two cops' heads and he puts an ice cream scooper in them, and he uses them as like a ventriloquist dummy to talk and all that. That was pretty cool. And like I said, if you're a Clint Howard fan, Ice Cream Man, you'll like it. Cannibal, Cannibal Ferox, or as it was called in America, Make Them Die Slowly. You know, I've heard about this film for years, and I've actually seen Cannibal Holocaust, and I absolutely loved it. But this is a film I kept on telling myself, I'm gonna get to it. Never got to it until now. And I have to say, I absolutely loved it. Not as much as Holocaust. I think Holocaust is the better made film of the two. This one's actually kind of like, you know, it's sleazier, I would say. And it was kind of, you know, it felt like it was just made for just for shits and giggles, you know. But it was pretty effective. I think the animal violence, especially the scene with the little creature and the snake, that really bothered me. The animal violence in Cannibal Holocaust didn't really bother me, except for the turtle scene, which there is a turtle scene in this movie too. I love, much like Holocaust, I agree that the scenes are unnecessary, and the director was Deodato, I think his name is. He regrets doing them. I don't think this director regrets doing any of the animal violence. I think the dude's kind of a dick, even though I do like his movies. Umberto Lenzi, yeah, he's pretty good. My favorite scene in the movie is the asshole the asshole of the movie, Mike Logan, the one that fucking starts everything in the whole movie. Whenever one of the tribes people castrates him, and usually I'm like, oh man, castration, you can't eat. I don't really like looking at that. I actually was cheering at that scene because that dude's unbelievable. You have to watch the movie, but that dude's an unbelievable dick, and he's every single trouble in the movie. He's the one that starts it. Yeah. Cannibal Ferox. There we go. Loved it. Truth or Dare, A Critical Madness. This movie has a small cult following, apparently. I actually knew about it before. Before on the internet, and people were talking about it and everything. It's an ultra low budget 80s slasher movie that was shot on 16mm film by a 18-year-old kid in Florida. And for the first hour, I had some problems with it, or the first 50 minutes or so. I think the pacing was a little off. It was based on a short film or anthology film, a story and anthology film, and it was stretched to feature length. And it actually really feels like something short that was made into like a 90-minute movie. But the final 30 to 40 minutes are excellent. Whenever the killer, Mike Strauber, escapes from the mental institution with his copper mask, and he goes on a killing spree, and he fucking massacres every single person in his way. Not even in his way, just everybody he sees, including a lady and her baby, old people, anybody. A little leaguer coming home from practice, he chainsaws them in half. It's excellent. I mean, that's the best part of the movie, and actually, even though I didn't love it, it makes it, if you're a fan of ultra low budget 80s slasher movies, it makes it worthwhile for that section of the movie. I recommend it if you're into those kind of things. Now, Killing Spree. Killing Spree is from the same director as Truth or Dare, and I actually think this is a far better and more entertaining film. The killing starts way earlier. There's no pacing issues in my opinion. It kind of starts. The only disappointing thing, there's no nudity in it. And if you see what the lead chick looks like, or the lead actress, she should have got naked. But it's basically a similar story. Now, Truth or Dare, so I can tell you what Truth or Dare is about. Truth or Dare is that he catches his wife cheating, and he goes crazy and wanting to play Truth and Dare with everybody, and he ends up just going snapping and killing everybody in sight. Now, Killing Spree is about a guy who thinks his girlfriend is cheating on him because she looks but she's way more attractive, or way too attractive for him. And he just snaps, and she keeps on writing these sexual stories in her book, and he thinks they're like her telling him she's been sleeping with everybody, so he just starts killing everybody she's been sleeping with, or he thinks she's sleeping with. And there's some really, really nasty and awesome death scenes, like a ceiling fan with machetes attached to it. You can imagine what happens there. An old lady gets her jaw ripped off with a hammer. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not, fantastic, but I think it was a more entertaining movie than Truth or Dare, and I actually do recommend this one a lot more. Black Roses. Black Roses is a heavy metal horror flick from that late 80s, from the same director as Zombie Nightmare and Rock and Roll Nightmare, which are coming up. These were in random order. I would have reviewed those first if put a little more thought into it. Black Roses is, they think this band Black Roses, the town folk, is coming to a town to perform, this little podunk town that, and they're going to perform there, and all the kids are excited, but all the adults in town think they're from the devil, and they are actually from the devil, and they're possessing the kids, and the kids are start killing everybody else in town, all the adults. It's actually pretty good. The problem is it is a little too cheesy for its own good at times. The way the movie plays for maybe the first hour, it plays pretty straightforward, and then all these rubber demon monsters start popping up, and even though it's fun, you kind of think the movie was going to end up differently, and the ending, the lead singer turns into this really big cheesy monster. If you like really cheesy 80s movies, it's great, but the way the movie was going, you think it would be going in a different direction. And supposedly, according to the commentary, the movie is supposed to be more psychological horror film, but the producer wanted more monsters, so they had to take additional money and make the monsters for the movie. It's good though. The music's fantastic, and There's some really cool scenes, you know. I liked it. I really don't need to say much about this one. Frank Henenlotter's Brain Damage. I finally got this on DVD. It's the first time I actually owned it. I actually owned it on VHS for most of my life. And the VHS, as you know, is cut. It was R-rated cut. This is unrated. The first time I ever watched it unrated, it was fantastic. I haven't seen this movie in maybe 8 years, and it's just great. It's a movie I can watch over and over again. The uncut scene of the fellatio gag, when the one girl from the club's trying to give him head. I've never seen that uncut before, because on the R-rated cut, that's not even in the movie. It's fucking awesome. This movie is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion.